my true crime besties. So I'm Tasha. If you're new here, I sit down, we talk about some true crime, tell you some stories. It's one of my favorite things to do. I just am so intrigued by murder mysteries, as we all are, I'm assuming, right? But I got a quick one for you guys. Robert Fisher. So he met a young lady, Mary Cooper. Okay, they fell in love, was a great couple. They got married, they had 2 kids together, and as soon as they started dating, like, he immediately became controlling over her, like super controlling. And she was just like, after the 2 kids, she was just like riding her time out with him, trying to make sure that he didn't do anything like irrational to her or the kids. But unfortunately, she hung on for way too long. So like a neighbor reported hearing a loud argument come from the Fisher residence, and 10 hours later, about 8:42 a.m., the home explodes. Just was up in flames. And they could tell in different rooms that there were bodies in the rooms, okay? But there's remnants of bodies, okay? And there was 3. And what was weird is that, normally like in a fire or something like that, you'd see them like moving, running, like pass out by the door or pass out by a window, trying to get away. But 3 bodies were just like in their beds. So they were all identified: Mary, 38, Brittany, his 12-year-old little girl, and Bobby, his 10-year-old son. And so that was all that was in the house. So Robert was missing. So the police are looking for Robert. They go to his work. He's not at work. He's never been there. He had left the prior day at 5, and that was the last they've seen of him. But the pastor came forward and was like, there's no way, like, 'cause people didn't know, like, police were like, is he a suspect? Is he okay? Did something happen to him? Did he get kidnapped? Whatever. And I guess his pastor came forward and was like, no, there's no way he would have done this. Like, absolutely not. He adored his wife and kids. There's no way. So people just didn't want to believe that, he would do something like this. Like, who would, right? After many investigations and stuff that police were doing, they did find Robert on surveillance tape at a bank ATM, taking out $280, and that's all he withdrew at approximately 10:43 p.m. and he was seen leaving in Mary's Toyota 4Runner. And so we don't know if like he was only able to withdraw $280, or because from research and everything, like, they were well off, they had money. So for him to only take that much and then like dip is like, how, people theorized maybe he took his life, like they didn't know. The April 20th 2001 is like the last physical evidence that they found of his whereabouts in Tonto National Park Forest in Payton, Arizona. They found Mary's car, and many tips came in, that it was Robert. And finally one caller called in August 18th 2001. So August 18th 2001, a call came in from a pizza parlor in Chester, Virginia, and that's when the FBI, so we don't know what was said, what the caller said or anything like that, but whatever was said, what got the FBI involved. And then another weird call came in from a bar saying that this guy came in that looked just like Robert. He had the same missing tooth where Robert was missing his tooth, same scar on his back where he had back surgery from previous, and same gold tooth in the same area. And so they picked this guy up, they arrested him, but when they fingerprinted him, it came back like it wasn't Robert. And so they were thinking maybe, you know, did he like shave some fingerprints off? Did he change them, you know? But looking into his hands and stuff, like they could tell that he didn't do anything. And his mother actually had to come up. They called his mother and she had to come up there and be like, look, that is not Robert. That's my son. And so we don't know if like that was like the girlfriend just like saying, that's my son because she was scared of him. Or if it really wasn't. But really weird. And he's been on America's Most Wanted for years and years. I think they just barely took him off because it's been so long. So literally, this guy takes $280 out and is gone. Like, you can't survive off that type of money, you know, unless he like did some well thought out planning before this and like had other arrangements or what. I don't know, but it's a little strange to me. But that's the story on that. Poor kids, poor wife. It's very unfortunate, you know. She just held on because she was just worried. She knew that something bad would happen, because when she mentioned divorce, he would like, no, he would do anything to avoid getting a divorce. So at that point, you know, Mary just knew like she just had to hold on a little bit longer so that he wouldn't do anything crazy, and it cost her life, unfortunately. So very sad story. But I hope you guys enjoy. I do put these out on YouTube as well. I put more true crime on YouTube. You guys can follow me there. Yeah, if you guys like these true crime stories, I could sit down and do a lot more of them with you guys. Everybody stay safe, okay? And be kind to everybody. Have a good night, guys.